So let me just kind of walk you guys through this article real quick. I want to read a couple things in there, and then I'll give you guys kind of my take on what I think about the news that's out there. This isn't just some random person. I think anytime that you have the timing of this is interesting. The fact that it's Shams is interesting. And I'll give you guys my reasoning of why I think this article is coming out when it is. Here's the article. Shams Charania, inside pass. Trade buzz on Lakers, Bulls, rest of the NBA. No, that's not the quote. No, that's not it. Let me click on the actual article. Okay, so this is the news. Article comes out yesterday, and it's talking about the Lakers, and specifically it's talking about how there's growing concern that LeBron and Anthony Davis, their confidence level in the front office to go out there and make a move. That's basically the meat of the article. The meat of the article is talking about how the Lakers, their situation, LeBron, obviously, we know his situation, being at age 40. The one thing that I take away most from this article for me is I understand that LeBron is going to be frustrated at this stage of his career. He's still trying to win. I understand that Anthony Davis, if this guy's frustrated, Shams probably has, so many contacts within Clutch Sports and everything else. However, this article is being put together. It's very strategic, and this is not, this is not, this is very LeBron-esque. We just saw it a couple days ago. Remember, after Lakers lost to the Clippers, what did Bron say? That's how our team is constructed. We don't have room for error. JJ Redick had said something kind of a little bit similar, something along those lines. But the actual quote was, there's growing concern about the Lakers' ability to make significant roster upgrades with their 2 tradable first rounders. All right, let me just say this. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Rob obviously has to make a move. We all understand Rob's got to make a move. I was listening yesterday. I'm driving around. I'm listening to NBA Sirius XM. I listen to that if I'm out on the road. I listen to a lot of NBA Sirius XM. There's a guy, Justin Termine and Eddie Johnson, used to play in the league. They do a show together. It's in the afternoons. Actually, one of my good buddies who I used to work with over at 710, Mike Pearson, is the producer of that show. He works for NBA Sirius XM. Or Sirius XM Radio, NBA channel. So I thought it was interesting. He made a point. He said that whether you like what the Phoenix Suns are doing, who they're still trying to go out, acquire Jimmy Butler, they're making trades, they're mortgaging their entire future. His point was he'd rather see, whether you agree what the Suns are doing or not, he said at least there's clarity of the path that the Suns are on. And he was making an argument that the Lakers and the Warriors, you don't know what their path is. If the Lakers were all in, guys, we're all in. We don't care what the future looks like right now. We got LeBron, Anthony Davis. We got these 2 guys right now. We feel like the Western Conference might be up for grabs. Yes, OKC is phenomenal, but at the same time, they're super young. If you match up well against them, what happens in the 7-game set? You could look at some of the other teams in the Western Conference. The Lakers are in that in-between stage. The in-between is we're not all in, and we're also not completely rebuilding and getting ready for the future. Lakers are just stuck in the middle. We've talked about this in sports. It's the worst place that you can be. The worst place you can be in sports is a 9th seed, an 8th seed in the Western Conference. You're not good enough to compete for a championship. You're not bad enough to go get top draft picks. That's kind of where the Lakers are sitting. When I read this article and I saw that there's growing concern, it's clearly trying to put pressure on Rob Pelinka and the front office. Go make a damn move. You got these 2 first rounders. Quit screwing around. Go find a move that makes sense for the Lakers and stop worrying about the future. It's the Lakers. The Lakers will always figure out the future. Instead, they're sitting in the middle. 2 things came out of this that instantly came to my mind. Number one was, it's not going to make Rob Pelinka's life any easier to go make a move with this article out. Is what it is. Maybe the Lakers and LeBron and Anthony Davis have already gone behind the scenes and have expressed we got to get better. We got to use those assets. We got to win right now. But this article coming out specifically talking about LeBron and AD growing concerned about the Lakers' ability to make significant roster upgrades with their 2 tradable first rounders, is not going to make Rob Pelinka's job easier this morning to go make a move. What are teams going to say when they read this article? Perfect. If the Lakers call, they're desperate. If the Lakers call, we know that the 2 mega stars in LA are putting pressure on the front office. Go make a deal. All right, now Rob Pelinka's looking around. When he makes a deal, maybe there is that GM or that president of basketball operations that's saying, "Now we're going to need 2. We're going to need both of those first rounders to make this move." Rob says, "All right, I can't do that." All right, Rob, next team. "No, we're going to need this. We're going to need that. We're going to need Max Christie in a deal," whatever it is. The point that I'm trying to make is that when articles like this come out, it's not going to help your president of basketball operations. It's also not LeBron and Anthony Davis's job, I think, to care about that. I don't think they care about the Lakers' future. I think they care about the present, and they're trying to win right now. That's the first thing that came to my mind, is it's not going to make Pelinka's job easier. The second thing that came to my mind is when I read, let me read the exact quote again. I'll tell you, and you guys can maybe guess where I'm going with this. Leak sources told ESPN that James and Davis are growing concerned about the Lakers' ability to make significant roster upgrades with their 2 tradable first rounders. I'm not trying to be, how do I put this? I'll be blunt here. I'm not telling you that LeBron James' opinion doesn't matter, but LeBron's 40. The fact that Anthony Davis is in that article, that part concerns me. Because if the Lakers didn't make a move because they started thinking to themselves, guys, we got to think of the future. We're not too worried about, what's happening today. We're not worried about where the franchise is. We're not worried about trying to compete for a championship right now. Then at least I could kind of sit back and say, all right, well, Bron, you're 40. You may be there by the time this year is over. You may not be. I have no idea, obviously the direction of this Lakers team and where they're going to go. My concern is Anthony Davis not being happy. That's the only thing that I pay attention to. If Anthony Davis is not happy on this with the Lakers front office, with the ability to compete, and that's with LeBron James on this team, does Anthony Davis start looking at the front office and the organization and say, you know what, when LeBron's done, maybe I'm done here. Maybe I move on. I don't want to see Anthony Davis go anywhere. I want to see Anthony Davis be a part of this Lakers team for years to come. I want to see him. I want the Lakers to build a team with him rather than without him, not necessarily around him, because I think he does need another star player, a big-time star player, and a really good team around him. Anthony Davis has got his. I think there are a lot of times that we look at AD and say, look, can that guy be the best player on the championship team? I think he needs a player as good as him on a championship team. But those were the 2 things I took away from the article. I'm not telling you that LeBron's opinion still doesn't matter and count, but he's 40. The guy can be gone by the end of the season, and that's it. And Lakers could be, completely moving on from there. What I care about is Anthony Davis' growing concern about the Lakers' ability to make significant roster upgrades with their 2 tradable first rounders. They got to make a move. Everyone understands that. Go look at the Boston Celtics tonight. That team is absolutely loaded. If you really, truly want to compete with an NBA championship, you're clearly not staying with the roster that you have. And if you're not going to do that, then maybe you should start the rebuilding process. Being stuck in the middle is not exactly where you want to be. And the fact that Anthony Davis might not be happy, that to me is a bigger issue. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's look at some of the comments here. There was mayhem outside when I was doing this. I got thrown off here. Yo, Slee, good morning. Wish you a great day. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Hope you got a nice day as well. LeBron and AD finally. Basically, I think that's saying that they're putting the pressure on the front office. Let me get another one here. No point going all in for a 40-year-old player who should be the third option when you are not getting a 1 or 2 type of player. So I think if I read a little bit more to this article, the article is actually talking about how I think the thing that they're upset about is not going after a big-time player, where LeBron could potentially become the third best player on this Lakers team, right? I think that's kind of the idea on the concept that, yeah, you went out there and you traded D'Lo, you traded Maxwell Lewis, you got Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. But nobody ever thought that that was going to be enough. Nobody ever thought that, all right, that's going to get it done. Let me look at a couple more comments here. Let's see what else we got here. Slee, of course, LeBron and AD are concerned. Look at the roster. Yeah, the bigger question is, what are they going to do then? What are they going to do? 2 weeks to make a move? Because if it is a small move, then I think that kind of says a little bit there. Whatever the case is. That article published by Clutch. Well, it doesn't matter where the quotes came from. It's just that they're actually the quotes. Let's see what we got here. Last time we listened to them, we traded everything for Westbrook. Could be some of that too, right? Where the front office is saying, listen, it's Rob Pelinka's job to look at this year and then also look at the next 5 years. So it's also up to him of how to kind of handle this. But I'm going to go back to this. Listen, they're clearly not selling. They're clearly not sellers. They are a team that's trying to win right now. Everybody knows they're trying to win right now. So either put both feet in or take both feet out. All right, if you enjoyed this clip and you want more, just subscribe to the channel. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. is the Sliwa Show. And then after every Lakers game, post-game show right here.